Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Life Scope.
Let's go.
I'm Jasmine,
And I'm Stephania.
and we're gonna start off with Drink It Up.
For today's episode of Drink It Up, we have,
Sparkling water.
and it's called
Aha.
Aha.
Literally AHA. Aha.
Uh-huh.
What flavor is this? Orange plus grapefruit.
Yeah, it says orange plus grapefruit, naturally flavored, other flavors. So it has 0 calories per can. We're drinking water this time because last time we had alcohol. The drink from last time was really good.
It was.
It was really good. This one, I got a pack of 12, I believe. Or no, a pack of 8, I think it was. For like $3 or $4.
Okay, not bad.
Yeah, so people that don't like drinking water and like you want something like a little kick to it,
Yeah.
you can try this.
Let's see. It tastes.
Cheers, cheers, cheers. What do you think?
It's good. I like it.
It's sparkling water with a little. I don't think it has like a lot of flavor. It does taste like the grapefruit, but it's not like sweet, and it's not like.
I could taste the orange.
Yeah, it doesn't have like. The flavor is not so overwhelming. You can still taste a lot of the sparkling water.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
It's good. I would rate it out of 5. I would rate it a 4. I like that.
I rated a 3.
3?
It's because I don't really like sparkling water that much, but
Okay.
yeah, a 3.
And maybe if it was colder, because we had it out for a little bit. So.
Well, I'm too hyped, so it's my fault. I'm pumped for today's episode.
Yes.
You want to tell us what it is?
Well, today we're going to talk about red flags.
Red flags. Like big time red flags.
Yes.
So we thought this would be like a great episode to do. But I know in the past we've talked about relationships and stuff, but we haven't like specifically talking about like specific red flags that you can either identify going into a relationship, like so where you're dating a person, or once you're actually in the relationship, you can kind of like think back to yourself and say, hey, maybe this is happening in mine. And we'll talk about them, but some of them like may not apply to you because of outside circumstances that we're not aware of, but like in general.
Yeah, in general.
They tend to be red flags. The first one being jealousy.
Yes. I feel like there's up to an extreme. You might think, oh, he's jealous, that's cute, but there's a point where it's like, no,
Nope. And we've talked about this before in several episodes, saying how nowadays saying a tóxico or la tóxica, it's like cool or it's like a trend, but it's not. Like if you're in a relationship with someone that's constantly like jealous, and jealousy can be different things, like jealous as in like even for you hanging out with your friends, or jealous of the clothes that you're wearing, so they want to tell you no, cover yourself up. It's like, dude, like not even my dad tells me what to wear.
Exactly. Yeah, like that's a red flag right there. Like you can't allow it to like, oh, you can't do this or that because they get jealous. Like no.
Exactly. Like no, that's a red flag. Like they can give you suggestions, but if they're trying to impose it upon you every single time, like yikes.
Yeah.
Because they're basically trying to change you, and they're trying to change who you are.
Yeah, and that comes with identity as well. Like when you're with someone, like you gotta keep yourself, be yourself still, like not change for them.
Yeah, we were talking about this in the past episode, like being authentic and staying true to yourself, which sometimes, well, in a lot of relationships, you spend a lot of time with this person. So some way or another, you become to adapt the way that they behave, or they adapt the way that you behave. But you can't lose yourself in the process of being in a relationship, or being in a relationship. You can't forget about who you are. You can change things about yourself, but don't forget who you are.
Who you are, yeah. What's another one?
We have a lot.
Yeah.
They can. So this one is kind of like it's disguisive. So they can stop telling you how perfect you are. And so, well, that might be cute at the beginning. They're constantly telling you and like saying, oh, you're amazing. But it's like they put you on a pedestal. They have these expectations from you, and the day that you don't meet them, they get so like upset, or so it's just like, wow, you're not what I thought. Kind of like what I was saying. It's a stupid example, but like, I don't know, you're brunette, brown eyes, but turns out you fart. And then all of a sudden you're not cute anymore.
You're not perfect anymore.
And like it's a not a like more perfect example, but it's kind of like that. Like they have just such a perfect idea of you that any little thing that you do, just you immediately like fall off that pedestal.
Yeah, like I can see it that way as well. For the other person is like they keep complimenting me, telling me I'm perfect, but once I do something else, like then you're like, what? You feel something else, like it's just not right.
Yeah, it's like what changed.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Another one. They can't stop. Oh, that one we said that one, right?
Yeah, this one.
The physical boundaries.
Yeah.
You start off first.
Well, I was telling Jazz, like, I have a funny story for this one. So, long time ago, I was talking to this guy from Mexico while I was still living here. And we actually hadn't, like, met. We knew each other through my cousin, but, like, we didn't, like, know each other, if that makes sense. But, yeah, so we were talking, and, like, the day that we actually met, playing around, like, trying to be cute, he was poking me. And I don't like to be poked. And I was like, stop poking me. And he's like, oh, you don't think it's funny, huh? Like, let me keep poking you. And I was like, no, if you don't stop poking me, I'm literally gonna stop talking to you. He's like, oh, you're not gonna do that. And like kept poking me.
Yeah.
I got so mad. Like, I know it's like a crazy thing to get mad at, but I don't like to be poked.
Yeah, and it's uncomfortable. Like you just the way they're touching you, or just poke, like you said. Like it's not. If you don't like it.
Yeah, and then I didn't know him like that, so it was like, dude, this is the first time we're meeting each other. I'm literally telling you to not do something, and you continue to do it. So, what kind of vibe do you think it gives me?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another one. They move on to relationship quick.
That's a red flag. Yup, that's a red flag because basically, kind of tells you that they either weren't all in on your relationship, or they were already kind of like talking to the person that they move into the relationship with while they were with you.
Yeah, because they have to be like, to know each other in a way to move in like that.
Yeah.
Move to the next level.
Or that friend that they told you not to worry about.
Yeah. That's a red flag for sure. Like, why'd you move to the relationship so fast?
Like, yeah, it's a red flag just because it's messed up to, like, if you don't want to be with a person, just tell them you don't want to be with the person. And everybody has like their timing, and like some people get over relationships quick.
Yeah.
But let's say that you were to break up and the next week you're with someone else, like that's kind of a red flag. Like if it's months, I think it's more understandable.
Yeah.
But also too, like when you're in a relationship for a long period of time, sometimes not just because of how long the relationship was, but because you kind of need to heal, like it's kind of a red flag if you move on too quick.
Yeah. And mostly because, say, like you said, to moving on, one person might be ready, but the other one might not. And like they just agree to be in this relationship. They think they might help, but in reality, like it's not really helping you.
Also too, like with that, if you go into a relationship and like you said, one person is ready, but the other one is not, really you're just making that other person's time. Like you're wasting it because you know that you're not ready and you're jumping into it, and at the end of the day, it's one, gonna hurt the other person, two, gonna hurt you, because later on you're gonna realize, wow, like I messed this up because like this person cared for me, or this person was ready to be in this relationship with me, and I'm not.
Yeah, exactly.
Another one is they push you away from your family and your friends. So it's yikes. Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty big red flag, because if they're constantly like saying like don't hang out with your friends, or like, oh no, like push you away from your family, it's like, dude, your family has known you your whole life.
Yeah.
And like if you, I mean, sometimes there's some cases where like family really isn't like all that great.
Mhm.
But if they like, let's say that you have a relationship with your family, that's good. But after this relationship, you've noticed like all of a sudden you don't talk to your brother, your sister, like your
Yeah.
mom, your dad. Like it's like you should think about that, because in the future, like your family is not always going to be there, and you might regret that in the future. Or
Mhm.
that person might betray you, and you're going to be like, wow, like I literally left everybody else because of this.
Because of you, yeah.
And it didn't end up working out.
Hmm. Yeah, I feel like that's a red flag even for me personally. Like if they were to tell me, like the guy I'm dating says, like if I were to, someone I'm dating like says, "Oh, you can't hang out with your parents. Like you can't go to your parents' house."
Excuse
like
me?
what? Exactly.
Knock knock.
Mm-hmm. Knock knock.
No, honestly, because like also too, like sometimes they might not say anything like when you're just like dating, but once you move in together, they're like, why do you want to go see your parents so much?
Yeah,
And it's like,
they're my
they're my
parents.
parents. Like it's not like you're
Yeah.
gonna be with your parents every day, because I guess that'd be annoying too. Like if you're with them every single day and you don't have time for your relationship, I can totally see
Yeah.
that. But let's say
Mhm.
that you go every weekend just to visit them, that's fine. Like
That's fine. Yeah.
have the time for that.
Like you want to be with the family as well.
Exactly.
So, mhm.
Yeah, and I feel like it's good to find time for everything, because if you don't find time to balance your life out, you're just going to be stressed, and you might blame it on the other person and vice versa. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Something else?
oh, so it's not. Well, let's finish with the red flags and then we'll go back to this.
Okay.
Okay. So another red flag is if you don't respect each other. Me and my boyfriend, like, we don't really like, we haven't really fought or anything, like not really had any arguments. But I think a big thing that we were talking about is like, I'm so grateful that every time like we've come to disagreements or something like that,
Mhm.
we're never disrespectful to each other, because there's couples that are like, you piece of,
Yeah.
or you like, like,
Mhm.
and he's never called me names, I've never called him names. Like even saying shut up like feels weird.
Mhm.
Like I think I only said like once playing around, and I was like,
Yeah.
ew, like, I don't like this, I don't like saying this to you, like I'm
Yeah.
not gonna say that. But even saying that feels like so weird. So like if you have respect for your significant other, like it just makes your relationship so much better. I mean, there's some
Yeah.
people, like we were saying, there's some people that
Mhm.
joke around and are like, yeah, like you this and that, and but also
Mhm.
too, like it's like, well, let's say that today I'm not in the mood to hear you call me names, like, and then you say it, and then I get upset, like,
Yeah. It's just how you guys get along. I mean, if you guys agree with it, then I guess that's fine. But at the same time, you still have to respect the other person.
Yeah, I guess like if you agree to it, just know when to stop, like set limits, because it's a
Yeah.
red flag definitely. Like if your partner doesn't respect you, or if you don't respect them. We found actually an interesting thing. So research shows that among married couples, rolling eyes at each other can be a common predictor of divorce. And the reason why that is because you don't respect them. You keep rolling your eyes at them, and
Yeah.
it's a clear
Exactly.
sign of like not respect.
They say something, they just roll their eyes like they don't care.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly like
Yeah.
that. Like it's like you don't care, like whatever.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah. So if you roll your eyes at your significant other, might end in divorce. I'm just kidding. This one.
Saying all exes are crazy.
Yeah, why did we say that?
We said that because they say all my previous exes they're all crazy, but no, like what do those exes have in common? They dated you. So you might be the crazy one.
It's fine if they say like one of two exes or two exes are crazy. That's fine. Because there is people like that. But if they've had several relationships and all these relationships, their exes are crazy, more than likely they're the crazy. Or what did they do to turn them crazy?
So that's a red flag.
A big red flag. I'd say that kind of applies to friendships too.
True. Yeah, not only like dating, but friendships as well.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of these can also be like red flags for friendships, not just like dating.
True. Another one was they have no work ethic. So that
Yeah.
could be like in different ways. One of them is like, well, you don't want to be with someone lazy. I
Yeah.
mean, if they're not motivated to like do something, like there has to be a reason behind it.
Hmm. The reason, yeah, sorry, the reason we were saying that is because they can be unmotivated, and it could be one, it could be because they're going through depression or they're going through something like really
Yeah.
hard in their lives. And that's understandable. That's fine. You can help your significant other to get through it. But if they're just being lazy to be lazy, like, I'm sorry, but that's a turn off.
Yeah. And then like our parents always tell us like look for someone hardworking, you know, like that's
Hmm.
someone you look for.
Yeah, because then at the end of the day, like, you're gonna have to, like, if they're lazy, you're gonna have to be, I mean, if you're okay with them like just being home and like not doing anything, fine, that's your relationship. But if you see that they're not, that they're, excuse me, that they're lazy, like, you're gonna have to be probably carrying the weight of the relationship. So do you want to be the one mostly financially responsible? Do you want to be the one like constantly paying for things? Like,
Yeah. Another one was they're cruel to their parents.
yeah, it's kind of like the same thing as respect. Like, if they
Mhm.
don't have respect for their parents,
Yeah.
kind of
So they
sets
won't
the
have
tone.
respect, yeah, for you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And like I feel like well, your parents are the ones that gave you life, so why if they're disrespectful to them?
There is some like extreme cases where like parents or family can be like really really mean, like,
Yeah.
and you absolutely like don't have to stay close to that family just because, like, stuff has happened. but
Yeah.
but I'd say like if their parents are good people, like, and they don't respect them, like,
Mhm.
that kind of goes along with like the way that they treat the waiter, or the way that they treat other people. Like, pay
Yeah.
attention to those details, like how they treat others, their friends, their family, because especially kind of like how they treat their mother, because that's kind of like how they're gonna treat you.
Yeah. It's true. Like, yeah, we may have like arguments with our parents and all, but like we still respect them.
Yeah, we still respect them, and it's not the case all the time, but I feel like, yeah, that's like a big red flag.
Good one, yeah. It's another one. They have constant mood swings. So for that one, what did we say about that one?
Yeah, so that one is like, one moment I'm super mad at you, but then I'm like all lovey dovey, but then I get mad at you again.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, that's just weird. Like you were mad 5 minutes ago. Like what's all lovey dovey now?
Sometimes, like I said, people can be going through things, and like,
Yeah.
it's fine, it's understandable. I guess just communicate and get to know, like, try to get to the bottom of like what's the root of the problem.
Yeah.
But if it's just because, I don't know, let's say they got mad at you because you didn't do something that was like so minor, and then all of a sudden they got over it and they're happy with you, like, that's a red flag.
With like just no explanation.
Yeah, no explanation, literally.
Yeah.
Also, too, we said they are secretive about little things. One of the things that me and my boyfriend always say is like, if you have to hide it, there's something there. Because like, if it wasn't wrong, why do you have to hide it?
Why do you have to hide it?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and if they're secretive about little things, then imagine for big things.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, like, me and my boyfriend have like a really big trust. Like, I trust him to tell him, like, like if a guy hits on me, like, more than likely I'll go and tell him.
Yeah.
And my mom's like, why do you tell him that? She's like, they don't always need to know. But I just have that trust with him. And I know my boyfriend is not like the jealous type where he's like, oh my God, like, why are you talking to this person? Or why are you talking to your friends? Or like, he, like, you can't control people hitting on you, or like, doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or,
you just control the way you behave.
yeah,
It's all on you.
exactly. And like, I don't know, we just have that trust where like I tell him that and he tells me stuff like that. So I don't know, it might just be me and maybe we're weird, but I don't know.
No, that's another one, like trust. If you don't trust them, and one of them was like they ask for your passwords, like that's a red flag right there.
Yeah, like if they want to know like all of your business, like it, yeah, that's not more of a, it makes me think like kind of like you're doing it because, or they're asking you because they're doing it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
like why are they asking you? They want to know about you, but how about you yourself?
Yeah, because that's what it makes me think. Like, if you want to know my passwords, what are you doing?
What are you doing exactly? Yeah. What's another one?
Also, too, about being secretive about the little things. Like if they're being secretive with that, only imagine. What
Mhm.
else can there be?
Yeah, that's true. Mhm.
Also, too, like this is a big one. So if they
Uh-huh.
cheated on their last partner with you, if they cheated on their last partner with you, what makes you think that they're not gonna cheat on you with someone
With
else?
someone else, yeah. I guess there's like points, different ways. Like if they changed, but at the same time, you don't know whether to trust that. Like if they're gonna do it again.
How do you know they changed? You know, like
True, true. That's true.
I guess like
Yeah.
if in the bottom of your heart you feel like they truly did, sure, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't really believe in that.
Yeah.
Not that they can't change, but it's kind of like it'll make me wonder. Like I don't think I'll trust that you left your other partner for me. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Because you're just gonna be wondering, like, oh, the way he got with you, like he could be with someone else too.
Exactly. Yeah. Like you
Mm-hmm.
don't know. Like behind your back, he can be talking to other people, and there's people
Mm-hmm.
that hide it so well too. Like people that live
Yeah.
two lives, and it's amazing to be honest. Like
Mm-hmm. So that's
big
red
red flag. Also, too, like they guilt trip you into things or they blame you for things. Like, let's say my day wasn't good because you didn't make my coffee good enough. Like,
yeah.
no, your day wasn't good because you didn't make the coffee like good enough.
Mm,
The day wasn't good because you didn't have a good day. But them
yeah.
blaming you for stuff like that,
Mm,
it's not Gucci.
mm, mm. They make you feel stupid. That one's a big one. Like, because I don't know, when you're together, I feel like you're both in a journey. You can make each other, like when you're growing together, like, why are you gonna, I don't know, just make me feel dumb just because I don't
Yes,
know how to do something. Like,
exactly. Like, if you don't know how to do something, teach me.
exactly, yeah.
Don't make me feel like dumb, or don't make me be like, why don't you know this?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like why or something. It's like I guess like sometimes you can be surprised because like me, I grew up in Mexico, so there's a lot of like cultural things that I don't necessarily have in common with my boyfriend,
Mm-hmm.
but he never makes me feel like I'm dumb or something. Like I'm
Yeah.
like, wait, what is that? Can you explain it to me? And a lot of times
Mm-hmm.
I know it, but I know the Spanish version of it. If
Okay.
that makes sense. Like shows, like
Mm-hmm.
they have completely different names in Spanish sometimes, or like he'll say a show and I'm like, wait, I don't think I know that. But then he'll show me a picture and I'm like, oh, I do. You
Mm-hmm.
know? But it's like
Yeah.
he's never made me feel like that. Like where like I feel like dumb for asking a question. And also too, like me myself, if I don't like something or if I don't like the way that I'm being treated, I'll say like, "Hey, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Like, fix
Mm-hmm.
it, fix it."
Yeah.
Um,
And there are times where you could just be playing around, still laughing at
yeah,
something you said, but that's different.
yeah. Like if you know it's joking, it's
Mhm.
cool. But if you could tell like they're serious and they're constantly doing it, or like if they say things kind of like you're not smart enough to do this, or you're not smart enough to go to school or do something like
Yeah.
that's okay, like a big red flag.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because then you just feel insecure. Like it just makes you feel.
Yeah, it makes you feel like, am I really?
Mm-hmm.
But no, you're not. It's just, I feel like it's their insecurities being projected on you
Yeah,
too.
that's true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is another red flag. Like a lot of the times, I feel like people projecting onto each other.
Mm-hmm.
We all do that one way or another. But it's like if they are projecting like big time, there's something wrong with that.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Yeah, that's another one.
Ooh, they refuse to make relationships public. There's a difference. Some people really don't like to post their lives on social media. Like they're not
Yeah.
that public about it. They barely like even post.
Mm-hmm.
But if they do post, but they don't want to make your relationship public, then
Mm-hmm.
that's a red flag.
Yeah, like why don't you want others to see that we're together or something? Like, what are you
Hmm.
hiding, or who are you hiding it from?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
agree 100% with that.
Yeah.
Like, where are they hiding it from?
Mm-hmm. Or what if they're the ones who don't post, but then you do, and they don't want you to post? That could be like.
Yeah, and they don't want you to post. Yeah, exactly. I'd say one of the things for me, like when I started dating my boyfriend, like I've never posted pictures about significant others. I've never done that.
Yeah.
Because I post pictures about myself, sure. But in the past, I've never posted pictures about significant others. Because one, I didn't want it to be public up until the point where I was like, we've been together for a certain period of time.
Yeah.
Because also, too, you can't be expecting them to post you the first week that you've been dating. Like, no.
No, yeah.
So, like, after a certain amount of time where I felt comfortable posting that, and I was like, okay, this relationship is going,
Yeah.
it's pretty serious. Like, it's going somewhere. Then that's when I like actually posted something, but I didn't post it like a week after we met. You know, like it's not like that.
Makes sense. Another one, double standards.
Yeah. So basically saying, I don't want you to hang out with your friends, but yet I go and hang out with my friends. So it's like saying one thing you don't want them to do, but you go and do it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they're doing it.
Yeah. Because it's like really unfair to do that. Don't do that.
Like, why are you telling me not to do stuff, but yet you're gonna do it?
Yeah, exactly. Like, what's the difference between you and me?
Yeah, like if not just communicate what you want each other to do, or like, I mean, what's fine between you guys?
Exactly. Yeah, communication is key for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. The other one,
they cannot apologize.
I feel like this is a big red flag. Just because one, you have to accept when you're wrong. Two, if they're not able to apologize or to even come to an agreement, it's kind of like, where is the relationship going?
Yeah.
Because you're not going to be able to come to a middle ground if that person always wants to be right.
That's true. Yeah. And mostly like apologizing is also has to do with communicating. Like you always have to go back and like, talk about how you feel or what it made you feel, whatever it is, the situation.
Exactly. Like communication is key. I feel like it's really hard sometimes, like when it's an important thing to set when you're setting the tone for your relationship. So like early on, kind of discuss, hey, this is like, if we're mad, this is how we're gonna deal with it.
That's true.
Because if you don't do that, it's really gonna be like bad, because you're not setting the tone. You don't know how to handle when something bad happens, and you're just like, what do I do? Do I say something? Do I not say something? But he wants to be right, or she wants to be right.
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly. Oh, last one. This one.
Yeah. So, it's these. So we got two more. So these are not necessarily like red flags. Well, they're more so like red flags for yourself. Like, do you love them, or are you just comfortable with them? Because sometimes you've just been with the person for so long that you love them and you have appreciation for them, but it might just be that you're just comfortable with being with them.
Like sometimes, I don't know why, but you just probably the love just fades away, but you're so comfortable in that relationship that you just stay there.
It's just something that, when humans, for nature, we're scared of change. So it's like, do I leave? Do I not?
Yeah. The other one was, what you want is not what you need.
Yeah. So basically, like, you could be in a relationship for 10 years and all of a sudden, well, actually, no, you could be in a relationship for 10 years and be like, you want that relationship to work so bad because you've been together for those 10 years, kind of the same thing, you're comfortable, but it may not be what you need. Even though you've been together for those 10 years, you might just be completely different people. Like, just may not work out anymore.
Exactly. Like, what you need is something that's good for you, that benefits you. Like, in that relationship isn't helping you grow in some sort of way. Like, it's not for you.
Yeah. I feel like staying true to yourself in a relationship and having growth and trust and communication are just a few of the main things that really make a relationship.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. All right, guys, these don't just apply to like relationship. It could be for friendships, but make sure you follow us on Instagram at LifeScope7,
Spotify, and Apple Podcasts.
We hope you like these red flags. Let
Bye,
it
guys.